Hey, welcome back to the channel, Bookworms and Constant Readers. Today is the first day of summer, so we are going to do my spring book haul. I didn't get many. I spent a lot of time doing schoolwork and stuff, so I really didn't have time to buy a lot of books, but I did get some new trilogies, some hardbacks. So yeah, let's get into it. We'll start with the hardbacks. I got first off is one of the new Star Wars canon books. This is Mike Chen and Brotherhood. And so far I have enjoyed the new canon. I've read a lot of it. I started rereading the new canon when they started the High Republic, and I thought that I would just go through and read them in chronological order and put them on the channel. And I'll be next week releasing the video for the High Republic Into the Dark. It's book 2 of the new canon, and it takes place at the same time as Light of the Jedi, which was the first book that I reviewed. So if you haven't watched that video, check it out. Pick up Into the Dark. It's by Claudia Gray. She's one of the best new canon writers, in my opinion. I think second would be Timothy Zahn. All of his books, as you would expect if you've read any of the other Star Wars books, revolves around Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's like the authority on that character. But yeah, that's what's coming next on the channel. Next is another new Star Wars book. This one I actually missed. It came out a few months ago, and I didn't get it. And then when I learned about it, I picked it up. This is E.K. Johnston's Queen's Hope. It's got a great cover on it, front and back. And this is actually part of a trilogy that covers Queen Amidala. And then the next is also another Star Wars book. This one I was kind of hesitant about getting because it's written in like a script. It's like you're reading a script. And this is part of the High Republic storyline that they're doing, and this is by Cavan Scott. It was originally audio book only, and they basically transcribed it to book form, and it's Tempest Runner. Very cool cover. If you've read any of the High Republic, you know what the Tempest Runner is. The next one, the cover caught my eye, and it had a really cool title. I believe this is this author's first book, but he's also wrote for TV shows like How I Met Your Mother and Modern Family, and it's like totally outside the realm of those TV shows. This struck me as kind of like a Dresden Files type book, so that's why I picked it up. Has a great cover. The cover caught my eye. It's Stephen Lloyd, Friend of the Devil. Very cool cover. Next, I got this just because I'm a fan of the actor. I love the movies, the Boondock Saints movies, The Walking Dead, and his TV show Ride. Norman Reedus actually wrote a book. It's like 4 short stories, and they all have some sort of connection. And it's Norman Reedus, The Ravaged. Very cool cover. I love the cover of this book. I'm a huge Norman Reedus fan. So it was a no-brainer that I picked this one up. Next are some of the new trilogies that I picked up. This first one was recommended to me by another professor who is really into science fiction. And I have another trilogy by this author. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, it came highly recommended, and it's N.K. Jemison's The Broken Earth trilogy. Comes in this really cool box, and then you get all 3 volumes, the 5th season, The Obelisk Gate, and Stone Sky. And then the next trilogy I got as a gift because I'm not really a big movie watcher. So there's a bunch of movies that I've never seen. Well, I finally got around to watching The Hunger Games. I thought the movie was really good. So my kids went out and got me the Hunger Games trilogy. They come in this really cool box, and then each cover, it's kind of like a metallic cover. You can see, especially on the red and the blue, the spines, they have like these metallic covers. Really cool covers. I'm hoping the books are as good as that first movie. I still have to watch the other movies, but I did enjoy the first one. I never really got into the Hunger Games because of Stephen King fans. Stephen King fans really hate these books, and really hate Susan Collins because they say that she stole her idea for these books from 2 different Stephen King stories. One is The Long Walk and the other is The Running Man. They are very similar to those books, but they're also very different. So I don't understand what they're in such an uproar over, because I really enjoyed the first movie. I do look forward to watching the other movies. I'm also told that there's another book that she wrote about the Hunger Games that's not in this set. I'll have to read the books first and see if I like it before I buy that one. Next is another series that was recommended to me. I only got the first book. I plan on getting the next, I think it's 3 books. There's 4 books total. And this is Libra, Bray, The Diviners. This sounded just really cool when I read the synopsis on the back. It's got a super cool cover. And all the reviews I've seen on these, they get really good reviews. So I bought the first book. After reading some of the reviews for the other books and the series as a whole, I'll probably pick up the other 3 without even reading that book. Next is my continuing quest to finish all the Shadowhunter books that are out. This is Cassandra Clare's The Dark Artifices, Book 3, Queen of Air and Darkness. Very cool cover. All of these Shadowhunter books have really cool covers, and they look amazing on shelf because the back spines here create a really cool picture once you have them all. My wife read these books, and said that I should read them. She got them from the library. I just need an excuse to buy books, so I've been buying them all. She really liked them, and if you go to the website, they have a really cool way of reading these books where you can read everything in chronological order, and you kind of skip around through the series because they have like 2 or 3 of these books are short stories. So you'll read a couple short stories, then you'll read a novel, you'll read a couple more short stories. Sounds like a really cool way to read the series. So that's how I plan on reading the series. And then continuing my quest to get all the Stephen King books on paperback, I picked up Revival, really cool cover. I have, I would say like 98% of Stephen King's books in first edition hardbacks. There is an exception to some of those, like I don't have the earlier Dark Tower books in first edition hardback, The Gunslinger, The Drawing of the Three, I think Wizards and Glass. But most of his stuff I have in first edition hardback, and the earlier stuff needs to be replaced because I got them when I was a kid and I just read them and reread them, and a lot of them are in pretty rough shape. So to stop that from happening in the future, I started buying his books on paperback, and I also have them on Kindle as well. That way I don't tear up my first editions. And then continuing with Stephen King, this was written by Stephen King and Richard Chismar. It's the first book in the Gwendy series, Wendys Button box. This is one that I have not read, but everybody tells me that it's amazing. This one is super short. And the last book in that trilogy just came out, I believe it was April or May. And then I thought about doing banned book series on the channel, because that seems to be like the norm in this country. Is we're back to banning books that we don't agree with the ideology that's in the books, and I am 100% totally against that. I don't give a shit what the book is. Don't ban books. And one book that I kept seeing on a bunch of these banned book lists that I have never read, I've seen the movie, that is Margaret Mitchell's Gone with the Wind. So I will be reading this sometime. It is a thick book, and this book has got some weight to it. It's one book that I've always been meaning to read, and I've never got around to. It comes in at, I think, 900 and something pages. Yeah, 959 pages. So it's not light reading, but it's Pulitzer Prize winner. It's been on the bestsellers list numerous times. I really enjoyed the movie, and so I'm finally going to get around to reading the book. And I have a list of banned books that I'm working on buying. I have like 1984, some of the Toni Morrison books. It's surprising, like, what books have been banned around this country for just all kinds of weird reasons. And you can just do a Google search on banned books in the United States or banned books for your state, and there's tons of lists out there, and a lot of the books on these lists are the same. You run across a few that you're just like, what? Um, like Harry Potter is on some of these lists. I don't understand why you would ban Harry Potter, but some states and some school districts, they have. It's not available in the school library. It's not available in the public library. They've totally, done their best to keep it out of the hands of readers. You can still, of course, get it at bookstores and get it online and have it shipped to your house. They haven't gotten that far at banning what they don't want us to read. But I just think back to a quote by Stephen King, and if you see a book that's banned, that's the book that you need to read. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but the gist of it is those are the books you want to read, because whatever is in that book is something important that you should know. But that's all I have for the spring book haul. Like I said, it was short. I think like 12 books maybe. It wasn't a lot. So it's not like it usually is. But until next time, that's all I have for you. Read more books.